Hey, yeah, so round number 3 versus Dolphin Pingu. Awesome. We are recording now. So, for you guys, if you don't know him, this is he used to grind a lot with Blue Red Fairies too. So we kind of know each other a bit. We talked a bit about how to build the deck and such. This was pre Gash ban. He kind of stopped playing after the Gash ban. So, yeah. So I'm going to keep the we talked a bit about how to replace Gash, and he wasn't convinced. So we end up kind of going. He went on his way, like saying this deck is not playable anymore because we don't have Gash. And I went on the other side of it and saying I think I want to make this work. So right now I'm going to hit for 1 and pass. We don't have any rush to kill the Ogre. I don't think they play Ninja. And if they do, we can try to kill it. So this could be either blue-black fairies or blue-black Delver, like with antlers. I'm expecting it has antlers. So they don't do anything. I think I'm going to ball here because ball doesn't really have a lot of value in this matchup. It kills Delver, but they didn't play any on the first 3 turns. If they have a spell starter, we are kind of fucked, but we don't have a way of knowing they had it. The way that they play, though, it might signal that they have it. Yeah, no, it's only a Castellan. Yep. So we just trade resources now. Okay, Ponder is good. I want to find my land drops. Yeah. So, yeah, this is fine. We can even set the Ogre, so this is a great Ponder. I'm going to go for it because we want to have bodies for the Ninja and following turns. So here we can go for Miscalc, but they would know it. But nothing they can do actually. The other option is Preordain. And we can use that to find land, so I think I prefer Preordain. So I talked a bit with him on the past about how he builds his decks and such, and why he played Blue Red Delver in that time. And it was mostly because he cared about. He played a lot of Blue Red Delver and kind of grinded that deck a lot. So he didn't want to. He wanted to perfect a deck and then continue from there. So here Scred is one of the best cards in our deck, so we want that. And we also want the spell starter. I think I'm going to go top. They have 2 cantrips, so they should have cast those cantrips when they had a chance. So we are missing the following land drop, but that's fine. So they are probably going to go for a cantrip. I'm going to try and counter. If they have a removal spell, they have a removal spell. I like to be a bit aggressive with the spell starters in this matchup. We just want to trade resources until we cast more card draw spells, I think. But there is a difference in how they build the deck now. There are a couple of decks that play like with Thorn of the Black Rose and such. What are they going for now? Another Ogre? Doesn't look like it. I don't know what they are doing now. Castone is fine. I'm not going to waste a Scred on the Ogre. We can block it the next turn. Wow. It's interesting. So they are on fairies after all. They still got value from there. So it's not that we are winning for that play. If you're thinking about that, you're incorrect. So here I want the preordain. I think they have cantrips though. So maybe we go for the fire ice. Yeah, I like fire ice. So we can hold fire, ice, and spell stutters, and also scred. So we have so much things that we can do. Only one of those though. See what they go for now. If they go for Augur, it's fine. So I was thinking of building this deck actually. I really liked how it looked like. Yep. So I think there is some merit to it. If they have ninja, they have to have stutters. So I'm going to just draw now. Going to go for Fairy Seer. We can block then Scred. We also have another Fairy for Fairy Seer. I'm going to go for top now. Yeah, so we can cycle the ice to find the land drop and then Scred. How are we feeling about that? Let's see. Now I think I'm going to receive a hit from Angler. It might be wrong though if they have. I'm not sure about what I'm playing against, so it's very difficult. I'm going to go for an aggressive sprite because we have. Yep. Because we have. They have the snuff out, but we have two fairies, so they have to go for double removal spell. They cycle using the black. Interesting. They go for blue. Alright. And they just passed. Yeah, that's fine. Going to go for land now. Hit for 1. We don't want to ninja aggressively because they have the snuff out. So bouncing the Fairy Seer doesn't give us the maximum value. So I'm going to just pass. I don't think I'm going to go for upkeep. Scred. I want to do it end of their turn. They are representing double counterspell. Yeah, I'm going to just pass now. So Dolphin Bingo used to stream a lot in that time. So I really miss him. He was one of the good players of Blue Red Delver that streamed. There aren't a lot of them, so that's awesome. So here I'm going to go for the Scred end of turn. We have interaction. I'm going to try and counter it. The spell stutter. They might go for the kill spell on the stutter. So we might lose this fight, which would be awful. There's no Father Fairy. Paying life. So I think in response I'm going to cast a stutter now and try to counter their stutter. They might have a counter spell. Yep. That's not great. We lose both of our fairies. And they counter our Scred. Yeah. That's bad. Yes, so we can go for Bolt here with the Fire Ice. And getting with the Ninja. They already used their interaction, so I think it's worth it. Because if we can't kill the Gormaganger, we need to have something else. And if there's something else is a Ninja, we are on okay shape. They might have another Snuff Out. They don't, that's awesome. I'm going to play it now because we can do better than this. I'm going to go for bottom. What we now want is removal spells. The problem is that they have cantrips that they can cast now, because we weren't able to kill this Gurmag Angler. We were kind of hoping they go for Ponder first. On their turn, they had 3 interaction spells, and we only had, well, we also had 3, but we had to go for it aggressively, so I'm not going to jump yet. Okay, Frantic Inventory, I think I'm going to go for it. If we find a ninja, we can cycle it, at least. Yeah, so here I'm going to just attack with the fairy and start jumping with the augur. We can't team block yet. So they are at 10, so they are a bit low. If we can just remove the Gurmag Angler, we are fine. The problem will be doing actually that. So another important thing is that they didn't cantrip the last turn, so they just have something, of course. They go for the cantrip now. I'm going to let that resolve. We need this counterspell to help us resolve the scrag. Here they go for top, play land pass, so this means probably they have something. We have to jam, and we have to counter this. Okay, so now we can jump. Yep. So we need to just pass the turn now. Jump the Gurmag with Ninja, I guess, and the Sprite with Fairy Seer. Maybe we can go like this. No, if they bounce, if they have a Ninja and they bounce the Sprite, we lose, so we need to go like this. So now we are dead. We need to find like an augur into Scred. They found the snuff out, so this means that blockers don't really work. I'm going to go for Paradigm, maybe they give us more information about that, what they have. Okay, so they draw all the interaction. There was one turn where it all boils down to that turn, basically. So I like Stormon, guys. I don't like Curfew, I don't like Hydro. Again, Truth is super bad. Electricity, we only saw Spell Stutter, we didn't saw any other creatures to kill with Electricity. I think I'm going to go for +1 Stormon Geist, maybe the Abrade, nothing else I don't think. Pyroblast is good, of course, so only this. Counterspell is kind of bad in the matchup actually. There is here too. And what else? So I'm thinking maybe a cantrip since they have a stutter. So something like this. I like to cut always one ponder instead of the brainstorm, but it can go either way actually. No, I think I actually prefer the brainstorm here. Sorry, I prefer the ponder here. Even though brainstorm is instant speed versus the fairy, we kind of need the ponder sometimes. So this hand is gas, I'm going to keep. I'm actually think I'm going to go for Evolving World first, go for Fetch Shred, which is a bit awkward because we are mostly splash, but we have Pyroblast and Lightning Mode that we want to use. They go for turn 1 Swamp, so that's weird. I don't know what that means actually. Maybe Ash Barrens. Here I think I'm going to go for Fairy Seer. It makes our sprites better, and Scries too for finding more land. Okay, I'm actually down for that. So it's important that you have additional fairies in this matchup for the snuffouts, but at the same time Fairy Seer is bad against Sprite, their spell stutter sprites. So yeah. If we go land go here, we can go for Preordain, we have Pyroblast up. and also lightning bolt. I'm going to go for preordain aggressively. We go for this. I'm going to go for the lightning bolt because if we go for the spell stutter, they might counter it with a snuff out, and we don't want that. So we want those. Ninja help us kind of snowball. I don't know actually because they might have a snuff out and we don't have answers to that. So I don't think I want to go top because we want also card draw. I'm going to go bottom top, which sounds a bit weird when you say it aloud, but we want to find lands very badly to have double spell stutter up, basically. So they now can go for Storm guys, which is super bad for us. So they did that on purpose, and that's a great play from them. I think I'm going to just pass the turn. Yeah. So we missed our land drop, and that's kind of a big hit because we can't deploy like double sprite, which is a great play. But at the same time, we have the pressure now to do something because they have a Storm guys. But they can actually just use it to block. I don't think they can attack now because they opened themselves to a ninja. So Dimir Aqueduct is great for them. They are going to be so far ahead on cards. Yep. Okay. That's bad. I think I'm going to go for the Fairy Seer. They don't have Snuff Out open, so we can try to counter with a Sprite. I'm going to go for top in that order, so we have 2 land drops. We can actually double block on Pyroblast. I don't think I'm going to go for that though, because it's super obvious. So this means that they might play accordingly. I will try to counter that, I think. No, they could have Suffocating Fumes. So first off, Dolphin Pengu is a really great player, so he knows what he's doing. So he knows he's being open to a spell stutter. So what we want is to not let them resolve Suffocating Fumes, basically, which is the card that would just win the game for them on the spot. So that card is awesome, actually. I think it's one of the biggest additions to the deck in recent time. Well, besides Cast Down, of course, because it's an instant speed -1/-1 to all of your opponent's creatures, which is something that didn't exist before in splashable mode, right? The previous one that was instant was 1 black. So this being castable means that it's so much better. This is rough. I think I need to let this go through. They don't have anything. That's awesome. If they have ninja, we kind of fall so much behind that we can't win anymore, basically. I'm going to pass the turn now. We're in the same spot as before. So they drew 2 cards, one with Augur and one with Dimir Aqueduct, so they are ahead of us because we didn't draw 2 cards yet. That's why they have 2 cards more than us. Here I kind of want to go for Sprite. And we hold Counterspell for the Fumes. We have to respect it because we just lose if they have it and we can counter it. So interestingly, they have also Fae's here. I didn't know if they have it or not. Again, I'm not exactly sure what we are playing against. I mean, I know what we are playing against. I don't know exactly the list that they are playing. So here I need to think if I want to go for Agur of Bolas or not. I don't think so. I'm kind of down to going for a Ponder. So now we can go for the Sprite also, or the Counter Spell of Pyroblast. Thinking Pyroblast. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to go like this. So one thing I could have done is actually go for Preordain on top and cast it, but we didn't actually have anything to do because we are going to go for top most likely because we knew the other cards, so it was like nothing, like we weren't progressing our game plan, you know. So here I need to let their cantrips resolve and everything. We just can't tap out. So maybe playing the Ponder first was a mistake. So we were able to counter their spell stutter that we were afraid of. But what can you do? So we can try and triple block, but they have the snuff out, so I don't want to. If they go for snuff out though, we are fine with that. It's like a 2-for-1, but at least we don't get a 2-for-1 with the ninja. Also, our sprites aren't doing much right now. Yep. So at least they use their snuff out. So we know that on top we have another Preordain. So we could go for Augur, but I want to have more interaction. Going to go for bottom top. Cycle this for a blue. Wait, we can hold quad blue. It's kind of the same thing actually, so I'm going to represent also Pyroblast. So it's important there to know how you tap out. Yeah, how you represent what spells you represent. So their deck looks very good versus us, mostly because they have good yeah, they have the ninja, so we kind of lose now. They are going to tap out a bit, but yeah, we need to resolve an hour now. So I think I played this poorly, which is a shame. So I can go for ninja now. So the only problem we have with this ninja is that we have to tap out aggressively to try and counter it or block it. So they let the Akko resolve and we of course miss. I'm going to pass the turn, and if they go for kill your Agur, we can go for fire. This is rough, because this brainstorm is awesome for them. I will try and counter it. So when they have brainstorm shuffle, it goes up in value so much. It's not ancestral recall, but it's not very far from it. So Yeah, we need to let this resolve and kill the fire when they go for it. So they have at least 3 brainstorms. That looks like a lot. If I go for Fire Eyes on the ninja, nah, it doesn't do anything. Pyroblast is fine though, I think. I'm going to pass the turn now. The only good attack they have is with Gurmag. So, yeah, at least we got to see a very cool deck. I think I'm going to lose this one. Just for the record, but I think this build is really, really good. I also have a brew of this going. Relic doesn't do much versus us, I don't think. I think it does more versus them. So I'm going to fire this now. Because we can, we are not soft to anything they can do in response, I don't think. And we want to remove the ninja from there. And the Fire Ice doesn't do much for us either, so... Yeah, we can sacrifice a spell starter to attack with a ninja, but we are soft to removal. And we don't want to lose our creatures that badly. I think something like this would be awesome, and I want to brew it, but I'm having trouble finding the correct slots for it. So yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to go for upkeep, kill your angler. They have 5 cards in hand. So yeah. So as you see, Relic of Progenitus doesn't do much. They are waiting until we cast a friend inventory to be like a 2-for-1. But I think it hits them harder than it hits us. So let's say that they had to crack it here. They lose 5 cards in the graveyard for Angry Angler. So that's bad. We go for this spell probably. Brainstorm. I need to let this resolve. If they wanted to go for maximum dig, they would have first cracked the relic. Fumes now? Huh. That's weird. I think I'm going to counter that. I'm not so sure what this means. I'm not doing any read on this. I think they don't have anything. Because if they didn't have anything, they would have done that later. So I think they have a response for Scred. And this was like bait, but I can't allow the suffocating fumes to resolve. And I didn't want to counter the suffocating fumes with a sprite, because if we do, we are soft to any removal spell. Sprite, so this can come into play and counter the Scred. I'm going to go for Sprite in response to Sprite. So I encounter the Sprite. And if they have... seems like they don't have anything. Maybe they have like a counter for this? No, they don't. So if they go for like land and... No, they don't. Okay. So they go for another angler, probably. It's rough. Let's see how this works now per game. These are good, but they actually want a Scred. We have 4 of those. We have 3 on the deck. Counterspell is fine. I think I can sacrifice a sprite. To get this ninja through. Maybe this was a bit hasty, but okay, this is great. The land is great. We have double counter magic now. So we have both of us have 3 cards in hand, and now I have the ninja. So if they just attack with the angler, I can block with the augur, I think. And we can go for a pyroblast on their augur end of turn, so we can attack with the ninja again, because this can't block it. So they have actually 4 cards in hand. They can crack the relic. They should actually. Here I'm going to let this resolve. So they have 4 brainstorms. That's kind of weird. I don't think I like it. It works well with Fae League, but since you want to jam cantrips, to make your anglers better, brainstorm is not the card you want to be jamming, I don't think. Yep. So we go for draw, attack. They know what they have on top, so they can draw with relic, but that doesn't do much. So I'm going to go for upkeep, blow up your Gurmag. We have double counter magic for it, and they are brainstorm locked. Awesome. So suddenly they can start attacking with a Stormgeist. It can't do much about it. We have a ninja now. That's rough. But at least we can try and counter the creature when it goes down. I'm going to try. Resolves, that's awesome. We go for something else now. Another ninja. Yeah, so we can't counter it. I'm going to go for bolt now. They can't counter that with... Maybe they have a dispel or something, but they're going to be attacking nonetheless. I'm going to attack with both actually, because I'm not going to block the ninja with this Fae League, I don't think. Let's try and find something. That's not something. So we can actually hit them for 4 next turn. So we are on the same clock. You go for Revolving Wild Shuffle. Well, they don't have any more brainstorms. So we have to let this through. I really want them to play like a cantrip or something, so we can try and counter it with a sprite. They're not going to. And I think we just attack with the ninja. Or we can try and double block their ninja. Scred is awesome. So I think I'm going to attack with only the ninja of the powers. They're going to exile everything. Yeah, apparently they didn't draw anything, so that's good for us. Let's draw. Parents. So again, we are going to do that on the upkeep. So they have one less card. We can still double block. Okay, so we lose. GG's. That was a great match actually, so I really enjoyed that. Yeah, so let's see how it goes next round.